home hardware or home hardware building center. Homeowners helping homeowners. Your local independently owned home hardware or home hardware building center. Homeowners helping homeowners.
Welcome to Rogers Center. Adam Lowen will make his first appearance as a position player in the big leagues. He has been called up. He will start in right field tonight. And he is from Surrey, BC. Another Canadian starting alongside Brett Laurie. And they were neighbors in BC. And once again, they are united this time in the batting order for the Blue Jays.
How awesome is that he gets called up? And John Farrell was talking about it yesterday. This isn't a reward for what he did at AAA. This is, he has earned this promotion to the big leagues. He comes here his first day, they stick him in right field, I think is the right thing. You get him up here, you want to see what you have. He gets to face the knuckleballer tonight in Tim Wakefield. And I think everybody here is excited to see what this young player can do.
Well, he's a big, powerful guy. He's 6'6", and there were some people that thought he should have been drafted as a position player when he came out. But he is now trotting on the field for the first time as a big league right fielder. You can bet that Adam Lowen and Brett Laurie are very proud to be representing their country, playing for the only big league team in Canada. And when they played the national anthem before the start of this game, Lowen and Laurie were down the left field line getting loose. Mike McCoy was trying to wedge in between the two Canadians, and they said, wait a minute, this is our national anthem, you get out of the way.
And they stayed right next to each other through the anthems. That was pretty funny when we caught that before the game tonight.
Let's take a look at the Red Sox lineup. I'm sure a lot of Blue Jays would just as soon not look at the Red Sox lineup after last night. 14 runs on 20 hits, a season high-tying 20 hits for the Red Sox. They've got some great hitters in their lineup. First time in their long history, they put up double-digit runs in each of the first 5 innings. Ellsbury, Pedroia, Gonzalez. David Ortiz had a 4-hit night in last night's game. He moves up into the cleanup spot. Kevin Youkilis, Carl Crawford, Marco Scudero also with a 4-hit night last night. Josh Reddick, he only got 1 at bat, but he didn't waste any time, hit a home run. Jared Saltalamacchia will handle a knuckleballer, Tim Wakefield tonight.
Tonight's starting pitcher is brought to you by Icy Hot. Pain is no match for the Icy Hot patch. Brandon Morrow takes the mound and tries to neutralize the Boston Red Sox offense. Brandon's last time to the mound, he took on the Yankees and gave up 3 runs in 6 innings as the Jays lost to New York. That was an improvement from his recent outings, but run support has been lacking for Morrow. Jays have scored 9 runs for Morrow over his last 6 starts, including 3 outings in which they gave him no support.
Take a look at the defense behind Brandon Morrow. Mike McCoy continues playing center field. Thames and Adam Lowen, these 3 played together in Las Vegas earlier this season. Unitas Guard, Kelly Johnson, Brett Laurie, Edwin Encarnacion starting at first. Lynn's got that bad wrist. JP Aronsebi and Brandon Morrow will make up the battery here tonight. Morrow's first pitch of the ball game. Jacoby Ellsbury takes a strike. Ellsbury's riding an 11-game hit streak. He was 2 for 4 in last night's game. He's had a career season.
Ellsbury's got some thunder in that bat for the Boston Red Sox. You saw his numbers, 24 home runs. He has an outside shot at a 30 home run season, 40 steal season for the Boston Red Sox. That has never been done before in their history. One player having 30 home runs and 40 stolen bases in 1 year.
He's 6 homers away and 4 steals away in the numbers for his 11-game hit streak. Cut on and missed. That's a different swing this year from Ellsbury than we've seen in the past, and that is reflected in his numbers.
In the past, it was more of a slap type of hitter, hit the ball the other way, get it on the ground, use that great speed, and get a lot of infield hits. This year, he's taken the approach that he's going to start turning on a lot of pitches.
Sharply hit off of Laurie, and that'll go into left field. Ellsbury's got good speed. Thames gets to it quickly and keeps Ellsbury at first. Ball was sharply hit to the glove side. It's a base hit for Jacoby Ellsbury. Laurie going to his left, and that ball just ate him up, got past him. It'll be a base hit for Ellsbury.
It was there in plenty of time. That ball slicing off the bat of Ellsbury. It actually went between Brett Laurie's glove and his body. But the Red Sox pick up right where they left off last night.
That extends the hit streak for Ellsbury to 12 games. Pedroia showing bunt, takes a strike. Last night in the Red Sox locker room, you can bet they were hollering and hooping and everything else, and somebody had to say, "Way to go, everybody but Petey." Nestor Pedroia was shut out. He was 0 for 5 in the game last night. But I can tell you this, he'll take the W anytime.
He was probably the one leading the cheers, saying, "Way to go, everybody but me." We've heard guys say that before in the past.
0 for 10 in the series. He hit some balls sharply last night, right at third baseman. Or he snared a line drive in the 4th inning. Pedroia hit one hard, and Laurie committed an error in the 3rd inning.
A little bit bigger lead over there at first base for Ellsbury. As he starts to creep out on the turf, when Morrow starts to get set, he'll take another step.
Pedroia base hit to left field. First 2 reach.
Scouting report tonight for Brandon Morrow, brought to you by Home Hardware. Homeowners helping homeowners. I think it's imperative that he has quick innings. He needs those quicker innings. He's averaging 17 pitches per inning, and I think he needs to be in fastball mode and attack these Boston Red Sox hitters. Falling behind early is going to be an indicator. He struggles with his command. He needs to get off of those counts where he falls behind, and he's closing in on 200 strikeouts. He is 8th in the American League. 200 strikeouts would be the first time in his career that he would have achieved that.
Adrian Gonzalez. That ball was bounced off the glove of Aaron Sevia. Actually, it hit Gonzalez, hit him on the foot as Aaron Sevia went to block it. That breaking ball down and in hit the first baseman on the foot, and the bases will be loaded.
Just like that, the Red Sox come out swinging just like they did last night. 20 hits last night. Watch Gonzalez doesn't even make a move, just stands there and takes it for the club as he is hit on that back foot. A lot of times you'll see hitters just try and get out of the way. He just stood there and took it off of his toe. Hit by a pitch. That's the 9th time this year that Brandon Morrow has hit a batter.
David Ortiz coming off a big night last night. Ortiz went 4 for 6 in the game. Bases loaded and nobody out. Red Sox scored 4 runs on 5 hits in the first inning last night. Moore's got a good fastball again tonight.
When he finds himself into trouble like this, he has probably the best stuff on the team where he can find his way out of these types of problems. He's going to have to make pitches, though. The Red Sox are a very good team, especially with runners in scoring position.
Late on a fastball, it's popped out of play. Morrow's ahead 0-2. Big numbers with the bases loaded for David Ortiz. 10 career grand slams and a .363 average.
Just missed a couple of home runs last night when he drove the ball to center and right center field. Ended up hitting a ball off the top of the wall last night for one of his hits.
Oh, 2. Breaking ball down. David Ortiz, since the 24th of July, has been as hot as anybody. And you can see he compares to some red-hot hitters around the American League.
And when a player like this is hitting like that, 377, you know he's driving in a ton of runs, getting a lot of opportunities. Not a whole lot of leg hits in those at-bats. A lot of bullets like we saw last night.
Got it. Boy, that's a big strikeout for Morrow. That hard breaking ball down and in. That's the first out of the inning.
That's the one he's going to need, I think, tonight, if he's going to get those strikeouts. Set him up using the fastball, and that looked like the curveball. He is starting to throw that type of pitch, the curveball, a little bit more than the slider.
There are a lot of good numbers for the Red Sox hitters throughout the order, but the next two hitters, Kevin Youkilis and Carl Crawford, have not hit well against Morrow. Youkilis just 1 for 10. Hit him. That'll force in a run. Trying to crowd him with the fastball. Ellsbury jogs in from third. 1-0 Red Sox.
You just hate to give in like that with a pitch. If you make a good pitch, you get it on the ground, you can get out of it with nothing happening. They're going to try and crowd him, try to throw the ball in, and it just gets him on the uniform. Just clipped him. Barely. And Youkilis will trot down the first with his 80th RBI.
Easiest RBI of the season for Youkilis. Didn't even leave a mark. Carl Crawford, bases still loaded, 1 out. Crawford is just 1 for 13 against Morrow. Well, he keeps that fastball right there. He's going to have a good night. 95 down in the zone.
Down, and when we have seen him good this year, he has kept it down and he's kept it on the corners. A little bit harder to reach when it's down and away. It's the furthest pitch away from you as a hitter. If he can do that, he'll be just fine.
Blew it by him. A little extra movement late. The fastball right by him. Second strikeout of the inning.
That's why that hit batter hurts with the bases loaded. It gives up a run when you can do this. Get upstairs and get the strikeout. As he blows that one right by Carl Crawford. 2 strikeouts now this inning.
Marco Scudero had a big night last night. We mentioned his 4 hits in 5 at-bats. He's also hit well against Morrow. He is 5 for 9 against the Blue Jays right-hander. Another good fastball. We saw it in last night's game. The Red Sox were very patient. They even took pitches, 2 balls and no strikes. They'll make you work.
Yeah, pitches right down the middle, especially early in the game. And I think that whole thing is to get the pitch count up, make the pitcher work, and then really attack them. And certainly did that. The middle of the lineup last night for the Boston Red Sox was tough sledding. Gonzalez, Ortiz, Youkilis, and Scudero, 13 for 20 last night.
Everybody had their hitting shoes on. Brandon Moore trying to minimize the damage here in the first. Boston, their hitters aren't afraid to hit with 2 strikes, and they'll take those borderline pitches. They want to work you up into the zone.
They have already got Brandon Morrow's pitch count up to 21. You can see on pitch tracks that that's right at the bottom of the strike zone.
Lays off that breaking ball. Morrow called out Aaron Sebia from behind the plate.
You know why? Well, I think you can see over the last 6 starts, 1-5 with a 5.4 ERA. I think the way that Marco Scutaro took that pitch, I mean, he didn't even offer at it after 2 low strikes right at the bottom of the strike zone. He tried to bury that slider down and away. He didn't even offer at it. So I think they were talking about signs being stolen at second base. So he called his catcher out. He doesn't give him a sign, and there you go.
Good point. 2-2. Bounce back up the middle. That's a base hit. Pedroia is in. Here comes Gonzalez. The throw from McCoy is cut off. They go to third, and they get Youkilis, but the Red Sox score 2 more runs. And it is a 3-run inning. First half of the first inning, Brandon Morrow couldn't quite get out of it. Deficit to overcome once again. Escobar, Thames, Bautista. Yunel Escobar had a couple of hits. 300. Encarnacion hits cleanup and plays first tonight. Kelly Johnson, Brett Laurie, Adam Lowen making his major league debut as a position player is in right. J.P. Arancibia and Mike McCoy.
Tim Wakefield on the mound. Baseball's oldest current player and active career win leader takes the mound, making his 7th start and 8th appearance as his last win on July the 24th.
Looking for career win number 200.
That's what you'll get. He has pitched in and out of the bullpen all year.
Yunel Escobar has hit Wakefield very well. He is 6 for 11 with a home run. Hit a long home run at Fenway Park earlier in the season. 45-year-old Tim Wakefield picked up his first win in 1992 with the Pirates.
Goodness.
Talk about the conditions with the roof open with Wakefield throwing that knuckleball.
Well, I was talking with Eric Thames before the game, and he said, I hope they keep the roof closed because it's very tough to throw indoors that knuckleball. But once they opened up the roof here, the wind starts blowing in. That's exactly what a knuckleball pitcher wants. He wants to be able to throw in the wind, and that really makes the ball dance all over the place.
3-1. And right now it's dancing a bit too much.
Tim Wakefield the scouting report, that one pitch, it's that knuckleball. He's going to throw it over and over and over again. It's slower, slower, and slowest when he is out there. Very elusive numbers that he is going after. You mentioned it, 200 career wins. And it's been a while since he has had his last one.
That's a first pitch strike. Eric Thames. He's 0 for 3 against Wakefield. Got a chance to see him once. Oh, and 2. See Jared Saltalamacchia, the catcher. He's got that softball style catcher's glove. Very light and looks more like a first baseman's glove than it does a traditional catcher's mitt.
You don't need the big padding like you do.
Bouncing ball. Pedroia comes after it. Flips to second for 1. Thames reaches. So one's out now for Jose Bautista. One out. Take a look at the play at second base on the force out, and watch Escobar slide into second, and he gets up and he says something right to Scudero, it looks like, but he had something to say, and then Scudero and Pedroia would exchange their thoughts on that. I didn't see anything unusual in that at all, but he certainly had something to say.
Yeah, I can't figure out what they were referring to there, why he was trying to. They weren't going to turn 2. He didn't try and decoy him at all. Escobar slid right into the bag.
Wakefield obviously has to really be careful with runners at first. He's a very good athlete. He's quick to first, but that knuckleball, not only is it slow, but it's hard to catch.
It's hard to catch, and he doesn't want to give up those extra bases.
Thames got a good break, ball in the dirt. Ball goes into center field. Thames bounced up, but Ellsbury was right there. It looked like Thames might have banged himself up. He hit hard on his hip, it looked like. But he ends up at second base.
The problem with the knuckleball is just trying to throw it, catch it, and then throw it again for the catcher as Saltalamacchia throws it into center field. Thames reads the ball in the dirt, and they've all been instructed, anything that looks like it's going to bounce, you take off. And that was a very aggressive slide into second base, and you can't get up and get the third on the ball into center field.
3-0 to Bautista. He takes another walk. For Bautista, that's 111 base on balls now.
You know, they just will not throw to him with runners on, runners in scoring position, and he's done a good job of laying back.
Well, Escobar is still agitated by something, and I'm not sure what it is. First and second, one out. Edwin Encarnacion. Edwin moves into the cleanup spot. We mentioned that Adam Lind is getting the night out, possibly 2 in a row. He's been bothered by a sore right wrist. Got hit on the wrist by Gio Gonzalez when the team was in Oakland. That ball sneaks through the legs of Saltalamacchia. He doesn't see it. I tell you what, it is a challenge to catch a knuckleballer.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it is dancing too tonight. Unfortunately for Jared Saltalamacchia, he's going to pile up a lot of pass balls because of that. He had 18 coming into this game, and it's because of pitches like that. That ball had no rotation on it at all from Tim Wakefield, and with that wind blowing like that, it's going to go ahead and blow it away from him.
Another 3-0 pitch. That was a pass ball on Saltalamacchia, so he now has 19. But That's when Wakefield's at his best, is when that ball is dancing like it is now. I thought that was ball 4. Obviously not the case. Carnacion hits it into right. Tagging at third is Thames. Reddick sets up. He goes to third base, and Thames will come in, and Carnacion will get the sac fly. That's a pretty heads-up play by Josh Reddick. You're up by 3 runs in the first inning. You get a fly ball, medium depth and right, but instead of trying to be a hero throwing out a runner at the plate, he goes to third base, concedes the run. And if he tries to be that hero and overthrows the cutoff man, Bautista was tagging, and he goes to third base, and he could easily score on another wild pitch. So you're right, it was a heads-up play by the right fielder. Kelly Johnson. Johnson getting his first look at Tim Wakefield. Combined numbers, 20 home runs for the season. Bautista with a big secondary lead at second. Always thinking about that extra 90 feet as you look at Brett Lawrie loosening up on deck. You know, what you don't want to do against a knuckleball pitcher is go out there and try and hit the ball. You really want to let it come to you and then take your swing. You can slow everything down in your swing just so you follow that ball just a little bit more closely. 73 miles an hour, and it took him by surprise. Well, it's such a pitch that you're right. If you get over anxious, I mean, your best, I don't know if there's a best approach. You've hit against him, I've hit against him, and everyone's different. You know, we've tried, at least I've tried so many different ways against a right-handed hit, throwing knuckleball pitcher. Get a little bit closer to the plate, make it a little bit tougher for him to throw strikes, move back, move forward in the batter's box. Heavier bats, lighter bats, everybody's tried all kinds of different approaches. Johnson strikes out. Bautista is left standing at second, but the Blue Jays cut into the lead. We've played an inning here at Rogers Center. It's 1-0 Red Sox. Make the playoff. Bluefield in the Appalachian League has already been eliminated, but Vancouver has tied the series at a game apiece against Eugene, and they will play the decisive game tonight. Aaron Sanchez will start that game for Vancouver. Daytona and Dunedin. They'll move to Daytona for games 2 and 3, but Dunedin had a walk-off win last night at home to take a 1-0 advantage in that series. But congratulations to the minor leaguers. It was a very successful season, and now teams 4 teams still have life in the postseason.
The Double-A team starts tonight. Their playoffs. The New Hampshire Fisher Cats. They have already kicked their game off. And the Lansing Lugnuts and the Midwest League start their playoffs tonight also.
Josh Reddick, we mentioned he hit a home run in last night's game. He came into the game defensively and then hit a home run in the 8th inning. That's a wicked slider right there. That slider really proves to be effective after Morrow has established the fastball, shown lefties that fastball inside, and then he throws that hard slider. It looks like a fastball right till the end.
And you get a lot of swing and misses. When he learns to command it inside the lefties, and if he has that ability to backdoor him at some point, he's going to be tough.
Right there, he elevates the fastball and strikes out Josh Reddick. Number 3 for Morrow already.
Last year, he set a career high in strikeouts with 178. This is number 175 this year, as Reddick just can't get up there to stay on top of that high fastball.
The catcher, Jared Saltalamacchia, he's a switch hitter, just like Jason Varitek, and he will bat left-handed against Morrow. Hit a home run in last night's game, his 15th of the season. He's straightaway center field. Saltalamacchia came up in the Atlanta Braves organization, was traded to the Texas Rangers, and came to Boston last July in a trade with the Rangers. The changeup just floated off the plate outside. It's 2-0.
Red Sox trying to catch lightning in a bottle twice. They traded for Jason Varitek how many years ago? A young catcher with good skills but hadn't reached his full potential. Same thing can be said about Saltalamacchia.
Yeah, the difference with the Varitek trade, they got another guy named Derek Lowe. Varitek and Lowe came from Seattle to the Red Sox for a reliever named Heathcliff Slocum. The ball is driven toward left center. McCoy dives and makes a catch. That ball was sinking very quickly, and Mike McCoy stayed with it and takes one away from Saltalamacchia.
He was shading Saltalamacchia to left center field because he didn't think he could get around on a good Brandon Morrow fastball. And you can see from there he's positioned perfectly. He lays out as that ball was sinking very quickly. McCoy showing his versatility here. Played some center field. He had some games at shortstop, which he started when, Escobar had that injured wrist, and his starter Brandon Morrow certainly appreciates the effort.
Back to the top of the order. Jacoby Ellsbury had a single in the left field. Hit a shot at Brett Glory, went off his glove into left. Two 2-0. Fouled off. 2 balls in, 1 strike, 2 outs. The Red Sox lead at 3-1. They scored 3 runs in the first. The Blue Jays answered with a single run in the bottom half of that inning. Game 3 of a 4-game series. And the ball just sailed off the inside corner. Brandon Morrow's gone 1-5 in his last 6 starts. Makes a good pitch with the fastball.
He's tried different things in his last few starts, throwing more curveballs 3 starts ago, backing off his fastball a little bit a couple of starts ago, using more changeups. I think he's at his best when he's throwing his fastball, using that a lot.
Ellsbury lines it to left. Thames almost in his tracks makes the catch. A 1-2-3 inning. When we come back, Brett Lawrie, Adam Loewen will bat to start the inning. The first time two Canadian-born players will back to back in the Blue Jays lineup. Amazing prizes from Sharp, including Canada's largest LCD TV, a 70-inch Sharp Aquos, and are online at hitahomerunwithsharp.ca. Sharp makes bigger, better. Brett Lawrie will start things off here against Tim Wakefield. Adam Loewen standing on deck. This will not be his first big league at bat. Lawrie singles into left field. Let's start things off here in the second.
Right fielder, number 39, Adam Loewen.
Adam Loewen had 2 at-bats as a pitcher for the Baltimore Orioles. In interleague play against the New York Mets, he grounded out twice against Tom Glavine. Takes a strike. Don't get to see too many knuckleballers in the minors, do you?
No, so he's just going to have to track this one. I'm sure that's not going to bother him. Pretty good power numbers while he was in AAA this year. 17 home runs, 85 RBIs. Talking to some of his teammates from AAA and some of the teammates who played with him last year in AA, night and day is how they described Adam Loewen from last year until this year as a hitter. Improvement like it's night and day.
I can see a dramatic difference from spring training to now. I watched him take batting practice before the game, and he looks totally different. This spring, he looked like a pitcher trying to hit. Now he looks like a hitter.
And if you don't know what a pitcher looks like trying to hit, they're trying to hook everything. They're trying to pull it, get the head out, and trying to pull it to right field. Now it looks like he has a little bit more plate coverage. He has the ability to go the other way if he has to. But it's been a process, a 3-year process right now to the transformation from pitcher to hitter. And it takes time.
Loewen was a #1 draft pick of the Orioles in 2002. There goes Lawrie. The ball is popped into left. Carl Crawford, with his great speed, closes quickly, and Adam Loewen's retired. We mentioned the #1 pick of the Orioles as a pitcher. And he came out of Surrey, BC, 4th overall. Made 29 career starts, had an 8-8 record. In his last major league appearance, July 6, 2008, he felt something in his elbow. He fractured his elbow. And he had a screw foot into that elbow to stabilize that joint, and they told him he couldn't pitch any longer, but he wasn't going to give up on his dreams to play baseball.
A 3-inch screw that was drilled right into that tip of the elbow that he broke from the constant extension on his pitches. And hats off to him that he has the passion to keep playing and gets back here to the big leagues.
Pitch out, and Laurie wasn't going.
You see a lot of position players who get to the big leagues as pitchers switch positions, but you don't see a lot of pitchers that change positions and get to the big leagues as everyday players.
Now, the most recent one that comes to mind is Rick Ankiel, who came up with the Cardinals, came back as an outfielder. There's a long drive to left field. Ellsbury looking up and goodbye home run. J.P. Arancibia has just set the franchise record for home runs by a catcher. That's 21.
The thing about a knuckleball, if you get a high one and you connect on it squarely, it goes a long, long way, and that's exactly what Arancibia does. Full extension as he takes that pitch away from him, and he's begging for that ball to get out as he heads up the first base line. Don't worry, JP, it cleared it by a mile left center. That's a new team record.
He stands alone as the best home run hitter by a catcher in franchise history. He was tied with John Buck, who did it last year. Buck had 20 home runs. Now J.P. Arancibia is in the record books all by himself. And we are tied at 3.
I asked him about that. I said, JP, are you thinking about setting the record? He goes, you know what? I'm not thinking about records. I know I'm a home run hitter, and I expect to hit more home runs. At some point, you know, he's going to get up to 30, and that's just what he's paid to do.
Mike McCoy, if he can get by Gonzalez, and no. Umpire Eric Cooper said Gonzalez tagged it as he was going by, but that was the big question. Could he get past the first baseman before Gonzalez got to the baseball?
We saw that in New York, where the swipe tag at first base, where Mike McCoy got underneath. Here he's thinking base hit, and clearly he is tagged on the left thigh. Eric Cooper came in and hustled. You can see he's just outside your picture there, but he made the call. Very good, aggressive play by both the umpire and the first baseman.
Inel Escobar walked in his first at bat. Cooper down at first said Escobar offered it that pitch. Arancibia tied up the game with a 2-run home run to deep center field. And that ball sails way inside. Knuckleball is a nightmare for hitters, but it's just as troubling for the catcher.
I like how Saltalamacchia is set up. He's kind of side saddle at the plate.
You know why he does that? Because then he's more narrow and the chances of getting hit are smaller.
Oh, is that the reason? I thought it had to do with Wakefield's knuckleball moves from right to left, so he can just reach out there and play it off to the side.
And he turns side saddle. See, he doesn't have so much of his body exposed. I can relate to that. I was back there catching Bruce Del Canton. He had a knuckleball. He threw it hard.
You get your wrist
everywhere. Ball is popped into the air in right. Josh Reddick coming in a few steps, and the inning is over. But the Blue Jays tied. They get a couple of hits, including a 2-run home run off the bat of J.P. Arancibia, his 21st of the season. We're tied at 3. Pitchers come in all sizes and shapes, and they have various ways of getting batters out. And we'll give you an idea about the average speed of the two pitchers' respective number one pitches.
Yeah, this is the average speed of the pitches that they throw the most. And the fastball, obviously, is the bread and butter of Brandon Morrow. He can get it up there at 93.7. How about the difference? The knuckleball by Tim Wakefield, just over 60 miles an hour.
Just shows you how challenging hitting can be. To catch up to a 95-mile-an-hour fastball and then gear down to hit a 65-mile-an-hour knuckleball. That ball is skied into shallow center. Escobar backs up and takes the catch. Pedroia is retired. That starts the third inning. Brandon Morrow has retired 4 in a row.
Again, use the fastball. I think that's one of his best pitches. So use it in and out, up and down. He's tried different things the last couple of times out there. Started using his changeup to get him through 6 innings last time in New York.
Adrian Gonzalez got hit by a pitch in his first at bat. This time he gets jammed on a fastball. Long run for Aaron Sebia, and he had to make the catch.
The Jays on Rogers Sportsnet, brought to you by your local independently owned home hardware or home hardware building center. Homeowners helping homeowners.
With Adrian Gonzalez at the plate, J.P. Arencibia's got the whole left side all by yourself. He went over there for the pop-up, and he looked and he said, well, there's nobody there. I got to take this one by myself. And makes a nice play against Gonzalez.
First pitch curveball for a strike. Same shift is employed here by the Blue Jays against David Ortiz. Brett Laurie is out there in shallow right field. 0-2.
There's that backdoor breaking ball that if he ever commands that, he can be tough. And what that does when you could throw it, that breaking ball soft away, you can go hard away now.
Tried to bury that breaking ball down and in and bounced it in the dirt. Morrow had a 1-2-3 second inning. In last night's game, in 9 innings, the Red Sox were retired in order just once. That was in the 6th by Dustin McGowan. Luis Perez had a rough night starting in his 4th game.
You mentioned how the Red Sox put up a crooked number in each of the first 5 innings in the game yesterday. You know, that was the 19th time ever, 200,000 major league games, that a team did that through the first 5 innings of a game. That's how special their offense was last night.
2-2, and Ortiz takes a close pitch. It's a full count, 2 outs. Ortiz drills this one to right. Lowen back at the wall, makes the catch. Adam Lowen went right to the fence and hauls it in. Another 1-2-3 inning. Morrow's retired 6 straight. 29th, featuring stunning photography and in-depth analysis from Canada's top sports journalists, including Shai Davidi, Michael Grange, and Mark Spector. Be the first to get it. Subscribe today at sportsnet.ca/magazine. Eric Thames takes a first pitch strike. Thames reached on a fielder's choice and scored, and this time he gets hit by a pitch. So the leadoff man's aboard in this tie game.
Tim Wakefield has a couple different types of knuckleball. He's got the one that he'll throw soft early in the count that will move away from right-handers into left-handers. That one right there plucks Thames. He's also got one that he throws a little bit harder when he gets to 2 strikes. That time it just got away from him.
That one goes back behind Saltalamacchia, and Thames will go to second.
Some days that knuckleball will dance down. Sometimes it'll dance to your right. Tonight, watch it as it comes to home plate. It's really taking a left-hand turn.
That was scored a wild pitch. This ball is down and away. There's just no way to predict where that ball's going to break, and that's the challenge for the catcher. I mean, breaking balls, you can anticipate, well, it's going to be down in the dirt to my right. Bautista, that's a fair ball. Thames comes around third, he'll score, and a fan grabbed it. And Bautista will stop at second. But the Blue Jays have taken the lead. And guys say, well, it just bounced into my glove. I didn't even reach over the rail.
It was going to go in the stands. Nobody down there. That would have been in the stands. That wasn't really interference. The ball was smoked down the left field line by Bautista. It looked like it hit right on the chalk. Certainly did. Watch it bounce and into the stands. RBI number 93 on the season for Jose.
That one went into the stands. I know it did.
No fan interference there, right?
Watch this guy. He says, you know what? I got a chance to get a ball. My kid's right here, and it was going to bounce in, but I just want to make sure nobody else got it. Sorry. Blue Jays have taken the lead 4-3. Down and in. Bautista with a very aggressive secondary lead. Very aware that that ball could get away from the Saltalamacchia on any pitch.
They want to make it known, the Blue Jays, that they're a very aggressive base running team, that they will try and move up at any point. If that ball just goes off the dirt area, if you have a good secondary lead like we're seeing from Bautista, he's going to be able to move up to third base.
Hop to first base. Gonzalez backs up a couple of steps, and Encarnacion is retired. The beauty of baseball is you can have 3 games in a row, a 1-0 game, a 14-0 game, and then have a back and forth seesaw battle. I think that's great that you get to play every night, and you can certainly eliminate the thoughts and the hangover from that 14-0 drubbing last night.
Just like the Boston Red Sox did after that 1-0 walk-off 11-inning game here on Monday.
I think they had that game on their mind when they came to the plate in the first last night. They scored 4 runs on 5 hits in the first inning after being held to no runs on 7 hits for 11 innings. Brett Flory won that game with a walk-off home run. Kelly Johnson struck out. Henderson Alvarez was the starter in game 1 on Monday afternoon. Another terrific outing for the 21-year-old. Johnson high and deep to right. Reddick over at the wall, looking up, and it is foul. Just got out in front of it. But that's what you mentioned about the knuckleball. You square it up, it'll go a long way.
Go a long, long way. Kelly Johnson thinks he has one here, down and in, and he golfs it to right field, but it's hooking. And at the last second, it just hooks foul. Almost clipped the foul pole down the right field line.
And comes back with a nasty knuckler, and Johnson strikes out for the second time. Brett Lawrie singled his first time up. He came around and scored on J.P. Aronsebia's 2-run homer. The Red Sox have developed a pitching machine that will throw small plastic baseballs and create that knuckleball effect. They use it at home to help Saltalamacchia. Gary Tuck, their catching instructor, has looked long and hard for years since he's worked with Wakefield to come up with a pitching machine that would recreate that knuckleball action, and they use it in between Wakefield starts for their catchers.
Is catching a knuckleball the same as hitting a knuckleball? You got to let it come to you.
Oh, no question about it. That's why catchers use that light glove. If you start tracking the knuckleball out of the pitcher's hand, you'll never catch it.
Yep.
You just got to hold your hand, relax, and try to grab at it just as it comes to you. Literally like trying to net a butterfly. As you can see, that's more of a first baseman's mitt than it is a catcher's glove.
You can see it. There's no spin on the ball, so you have no idea which way it's going to tumble.
Bautista got a running start, no throw to third.
And Lawrie will take the way.
So Bautista picks up his 7th steal. He got a running start at second. Wakefield took his eye off him. Saltalamacchia came out of his crouch, but he had no chance to make a throw.
Kevin Youkilis, also the third baseman, didn't want to give up any ground as the pitch was on its way towards home plate, so he didn't even cover third base. Jose, 7 steals. He's only been caught 3 times.
Adam Lone flied out to left field his first time up. Lone was with the Blue Jays in spring training, so he's familiar with all the coaches, most of the players, and this is just a reunion, if you will. I mentioned Wakefield is 45, but he's a very good athlete. Started out as a position player, first baseman, third baseman in the Pirates organization.
He understands situations also. He knows that Brett Lawrie's 5 for 5 in stolen bases. He took off his last time he was at first base. So he was just trying to get the rookie to lean just a little bit too much on that fake throw to third, come back to first.
There goes Lawrie, swing and a miss, throw to second base. Bautista's coming home. Scudero throws wide of the mark. Bautista scores and Lawrie goes to third. Brett Lawrie broke on the play. Scudero made the throw to second. He short hopped Scudero, who made a good play on it, but then threw wide of home.
This is what the Blue Jays did earlier this year. They caused a lot of havoc on the bases. This is a straight double steal. Once the ball goes through to second base, Bautista breaks from third and will score the 5th run. And Lawrie, on the error by Scudero, is going to make it all the way to third base.
And Lowen is caught looking at strike 3, but the Blue Jays have taken the lead. Bautista with an RBI double. And then they steal a run against Tim Wakefield. connected with the Blue Jays. One is BlueJays.com. Two, you can log on to Facebook.com/Blue Jays. And how about Twitter? Twitter.com/Blue Jays to stay up to date with everything you want to know about the Blue Jays. Danielle Lowry is texting and sitting, enjoying the ball game, watching her brother Brett while he's playing here. How about this? Two BC players in the lineup, back to back in the order. Brandon Morrow has been staked to a 2-run lead as he works in the fourth. Kevin Youkilis was hit by a pitch with the bases loaded back in the first. That gives him 80 RBI for the season.
The easiest RBI he'll ever get.
Youkilis arguing with Jeff Kellogg, the home plate umpire, that ball was low.
He's been very consistent with that low fastball. He's been very consistent on the ball that was down.
So why not go right back there?
That one just had a little tailing action on it, just tailed off the plate.
You know, catchers hear that conversation between the batter and the umpire. He said, hey, you know, I thought that ball was inside, or I thought it was low. Why not go right back to it? Breaking ball hit into right. Lowen got a good break and makes an easy catch. Youkilis hit it hard, but right to the right fielder.
You know, that's another part of Adam Lowen's game that we've heard has seen marked improvement. His play in the outfield. He's 6'6", so he's got a lot of moving parts when he's moving around out there. That time, just like the one to end the last inning, he went straight back, tracked the ball very nicely, and made a good route to the ball.
Carl Crawford struck out in his first at bat. Fouls it back, 0-2. You know, Adam Lowen is very interesting in that he's big and strong. It's been a long time since the Blue Jays have had a minor leaguer come up the big leagues with this kind of power and this kind of presence, a physical presence. He's a good athlete. He had 11 steals in Las Vegas. He's got a strong arm, of course, given his pitching background. And he's all of a sudden become a very interesting player.
When I saw him for the first time this afternoon when he came out, and I was standing next to him and I was watching him, I mean, he's as big as Adam Dunn is for the Chicago White Sox. He's in better shape, a little bit leaner, but he's big. He's got a physical presence, like you say, about him. And it's going to be a very interesting month as they finish out September.
Breaking ball away.
Some of these young players getting a chance here in the big leagues.
David Cooper is back with the Blue Jays. He won the batting title in the Pacific Coast League. And it is expected that he'll get to start at first tomorrow night. Crawford hits it hard. That's a fair ball all the way down into the corner in right. Crawford with great speed stumbled as he got to second and stops at second. Boy, he took a short route from first to second, kind of stumbled a bit, threw him off line, and he stopped at second.
He is the active leader of all players with triples. He's had 110 triples in his career, and it looks initially like this is going to be another one. Rips the ball down into the corner, and here he comes around first base and just starts to stumble right there. Adam Lowen again did a good job as he gets into the corner and digs it out. Watch, he takes a good route once again, reads the ball, catches it quickly barehand and gets it into the infield to stop Crawford at second base.
At that point, everybody's thinking 3 because of Crawford's great wheels. He stops at second with his 23rd double of the season.
I certainly thought that was 3. The way that we have been watching Carl Crawford for years. Any ball like that down the right field line, he had 3 on his mind, but Lowen got over there quickly, barehanded the ball, And you mentioned it, he's got the strong arm. He whipped it in there quickly.
Marco Scudero singled into center field, drove home 2 runs in the first inning. Two and 0. Scudero's had 7 hits in the series. Had a 4-hit game last night. Had 2 in the opener and singled already here tonight. Three and 0. Left-handed hitting Josh Reddick is on deck. Reddick did not start in the game last night with the left-handed starter Luis Perez on the mound. Red Sox aware that the Yankees lost this afternoon to the Orioles in the Bronx. It took extra innings. And Scudero will take the walk.
It's Canada's best-selling car 13 years in a row. Honda, the official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Red Sox threatening here in the 4th. They have runners at first and second, 1 out. Josh Reddick struck out on a high fastball his first time up. Home run number 7 came in last night's game. He hit a breaking ball off Dustin McGowan in the 8th inning. First pitch strike. Red Sox has done a good job of developing players over the last several seasons, both position players and pitchers.
They might not get here to the big leagues with the Boston Red Sox, but they can use them to acquire proven talent. The Red Sox certainly did that when they got Adrian Gonzalez from San Diego. Trade away some of their best prospects to get Gonzalez to play first base. They also traded one of the best shortstops in all of baseball now for Josh Beckett. Hanley Ramirez was with the Red Sox at one point.
To get Josh Beckett, they had to decide between Dustin Pedroia and Hanley Ramirez. They made a pretty good choice. Pedroia's already been MVP. Ramirez is a good player.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, but they had to choose. They ended up with Beckett and Pedroia. Ball and a strike.
If you don't have the type of farm system that they have year in and year out, you can't compete.
To give you an idea what they had to give up for Gonzalez, they gave up Casey Kelly, one of the top pitching prospects in all of baseball, right-handed pitcher. Anthony Rizzo, who tore up the Pacific Coast League this year as a first baseman, and also Raymond Fuentes, an outfielder. So they had to give up a bunch, but they had enough prospects in their system that San Diego was satisfied they were getting a fair exchange. Sounded like it broke his bat. Little looper into center field, and that's going to drop. It bounces away from Mike McCoy, and Carl Crawford will come in to score. A throw to third base is not in time. Reddick with the heads-up base running moves into second.
You know, we'll see how they score that, but I'm sure it's going to be a bloop double by Reddick. Torey Lovullo, the outfield coach, teaches his outfielders to attack everything. You'll have somebody backing up for you. That's why I thought Mike McCoy should have just kept coming and just try and knock the ball down. But once he laid back on it, the English on that ball caused it to bounce, spin away from him, and allows Reddick to get into scoring position. Scudero would go first to third, and the Red Sox have something going already.
Reddick kept running with his head up. He's able to get into scoring position. His 16th double is a bloop to center. It's a 5-4 ball game. Saltalamacchia gets tied up. One thing you always have to think about is where you are in a ball game. And Eric Thames, once he got that ball behind McCoy, would have been better off to keep Reddick from getting into second base. You keep the double play in order early in the ball game. You always have to think about how you can minimize the impact of that bloop hit.
And then a ground ball gets his pitcher out of this inning. That is just part of the game that Eric Thames is going to have to learn as he's playing a lot more outfield now.
Obviously, there's a time to gamble, but it's not in the fourth inning.
Right.
You put the pitcher in a different mindset. It's second and third with one out. Now he's thinking about being a hero and trying to strike out the guy. If it's first and third with one out, he's thinking about getting a ground ball, get the inning-ending double play.
And you've got a great hitter on deck. You don't want to lose them. I mean, there's so many negative thoughts that can go through his mind.
Morrow continues a trend of throwing a lot of pitches early in the game. 70 pitches. And he has just 3 strikeouts.
He has averaged 4 pitches per plate appearance, 103 pitches per start. And that's only been able to get him through 6 innings of work this year. Averaging 103 every time he takes the mound.
Strikes out Saltalamacchia. That's his 4th strikeout.
He entered this inning in good shape, but with a couple of doubles, a walk, and now a strikeout, it's pushed that pitch count up over 70. But a big out there. Second and third, just 1 out. And he picks up the strikeout.
Ellsbury, the leadoff batter, has hit the ball hard twice. He singled the left, then lined the left. And hits this ball high and deep to right. This ball is gone. Jacoby Ellsbury, a 3-run home run, his 25th of the season. And the Red Sox have retaken the lead.
We were talking about his first time up, that he even has an outside chance of 30 home runs, 40 steals. And with that hit there, he has an outside chance of driving in 100 runs. He came into this game with 85. 6, 7, and 8 are going to come around on one swing. Belt-high fastball. Watch Brandon Morrow's reaction after that one. He can't believe it that it left the ballpark. Just like that, the Red Sox have put 4 on the board.
That's why a lot of people around Boston are talking about Jacoby Ellsbury as an MVP. Swings like that have certainly changed his profile. He's been consistent all year long. Some of his teammates have had ups and downs, but Ellsbury has been there from day one.
And big hits, too. Driving in big runs late in games. He's had some walk-off hits.
Ellsbury's previous high in home runs came in 2008 when he hit 9. Previous high in RBIs, 2009, he had 60.
2-out RBIs. He is now second on the club behind Adrian Gonzalez, who's paid to drive in big runs. Second on the club as a leadoff hitter with 2-out RBIs.
Pedroia pulls it foul. Been a rough stretch for Brandon Morrow his last 3 starts into this game. ERA up over 7.5. They're hitting over 300 against him now. He's allowed 6 home runs in his last 3 starts. And that home run, a 3-run home run by Ellsbury, has contributed to a 4-run inning.
Boston has been a nemesis for Brandon in his career. As a team, the Red Sox have hit .366 against them. They are a good fastball hitting team, and if you make a mistake with the fastball, it can hurt you.
Pedroia lays off that breaking ball. It's a full count. Red Sox, a dangerous team, 1 through 9. They have a lot of veteran hitters. They have a lot of patient hitters, and they'll make you throw strikes. Pedroia hits it sharply to the backhand side for the shortstop, Escobar. The inning is over, but the Red Sox score 4 runs on 3 hits and a 3-run home run. Jacoby Ellsbury. Win a Blue Jays 40-inch. He win a 40-inch Aquos Quattron TV and Blu-ray player. To enter, visit hitahomerunSharp.ca. Sharp Aquos makes bigger, better. JP Arancibia will start things off here in the 4th inning. Arancibia hit his 21st home run of the season last time up. Back and forth early in the ball game. It's now 7-5 Boston. There's a drive to left field, but that's going to hang up for Crawford. Crawford, the left fielder, hauls it in. One down here in the 4th.
That one was off the end of the bat by Arancibia. Just didn't have the sound that we heard his first time up when he homered. Tim Wakefield has been a valuable guy for the Red Sox. Every year it seems like he's the forgotten man on that pitching staff, but he always pitches in big games for Boston. He's made 29 appearances this year. 19 starts, 10 relief appearances. He's a swing man. If they go down with injuries, like the Red Sox have had a ton of injuries to their starters this year, there's Tim Wakefield right there again to give them very valuable innings.
A lazy fly ball into right. 2 down. Let's check in with Jamie Campbell. There's no slowing down Justin Verlander or Victor Martinez. Martinez has been red hot of late. The Tigers enjoying an 8.5 game lead over the White Sox. They have just run away and pulled away from the rest of that pack in the Central.
How about the offense of the Tigers lately in their last 5 games coming into this afternoon's game, outscoring their opponents 49-14.
Verlander goes to 22-5. His ERA is 2.44, and his opponent's batting average 191.
A couple more games like that, and you're going to be talking about an MVP.
Yeah, you take him away from the Tigers, and they're certainly not enjoying an 8.5 game lead. 2-2. Interesting how diverse the thought is about whether or not a pitcher should be considered for an MVP. Jose Bautista doesn't think that the pitcher should be considered. Curtis Granderson of the Yankees thinks they should be considered. I think it's an exceptional. Yeah,
why wouldn't they be? I mean,
there's another fly ball into right. Reddick this time backs up a few steps, but he's there. Wakefield has his easiest inning of the night. A 1-2-3 4. With the Red Sox up by 2, now it's time for a Jays Connected update. Here's Jamie Campbell and Greg Zahn from the Blackberry Broadcast Studio here at Rogers Center. The best European clubs begin group stage play in UEFA Champions League next Tuesday. Setanta Sports, the home of international sport. Contact your television service provider for more information. I've got a feeling we're not done with scoring yet tonight. It's been back and forth, a seesaw battle. Already 12 runs have been scored in this ball game. And there have been home runs hit. Wakefield gave up a 2-run home run to J.P. Arancibia. That's the 22nd home run he's allowed this season. And Jacoby Ellsbury hit a 3-run home run off Brandon Morrow. His 25th home run of the season. Adrian Gonzalez. Gonzalez is a .284 career hitter. As we speak, his average at .241. 341, I'm sorry, 341, and just reflects, he's a great hitter, don't get me wrong. Not taking anything away from what he's done, but boy, you put a good hitter in a great lineup, that'll bring out the best.
You know, the big question when he was with San Diego was, what would happen if he played in a ballpark that was conducive to his swing? San Diego is monstrous. It's a pitcher's ballpark where he came from. Big power alleys, a lot of foul ground, everything like that. His power is the other way. He's got exceptional power to left field. And it was a natural fit for him to go to the Red Sox in that ballpark. And everybody knew as soon as the rumors were going around that he was going to go to the Red Sox, what would it take to get him over there, that he was going to have an MVP type of season. 341, 23 home runs, 105 RBIs, 42 doubles. And I'm sure he's peppered that wall a few times.
He's only hit 300 one other season in his big league career. That came in 2006. His first full season in San Diego. He had 24 home runs and drove in 82 for the Padres that year. He's an everyday player. I mean, he gets 550 at bats every single year. Durable and a fantastic fielder.
Gold Glove winner a couple of times, 2008 and 2009 with San Diego. How about the Texas Rangers? They had Mark Teixeira at first base at one time, and this guy backing him up.
And that's why they pulled the trigger and sent Gonzalez to San Diego. Good fastball. Inside part of the plate, and Gonzalez strikes out. 5 strikeouts now for Morrow.
Looked like Gonzalez was anticipating that ball away, and it ties him up on the inner half. Fastball. As Morrow powers that one right by him.
David Ortiz 0 for 2 so far tonight. Once again, Brett Lawrie is in right field, as he is moved from third all the way out into shallow right.
Been burned a couple of times already in the series by these left-handed batters going the other way, but you have to play the percentages. You can see how deep he is. He can cut balls off down the right field line with his good speed if he has to.
High and deep to right, and you can forget about this one. Second deck home run for David Ortiz, his 29th home run of the season.
His last time up, he just missed hitting a home run. He sent Adam Lowen all the way to the warning track to the fence in right field for the final out of the third inning. This time the ball's elevated just a little bit more, and Ortiz doesn't miss it. Finishes that swing high, and there's no doubt about that. 29 home runs. He's closing in on his 7th 30 home run season with the Red Sox.
The reports of his demise dramatically premature.
Remember that? A couple of years ago, it was towards the end of May. He hadn't hit a home run yet. And all the papers, the media, everybody was saying, like, that's it. David Ortiz is finished. He took it personally. He came back and had 2 really good years in a row. And I think it was Brett Cecil who gave up his first home run that year in May.
Yeah, you just have to go by his track record. He had some wrist problems a couple years ago, and he just couldn't get that bat going.
Yeah, he didn't have that type of bat speed a couple of years ago. Carlos Villanueva is now up and getting loose here in the 5th inning. You know, the thing about David Ortiz, you got the power and you got the production. He's a leader, and he comes up with big hits. And good hitter against good pitching in big situations. Those are the kind of players you need to win championships.
He's probably the last true DH in the American League when you really think about the true profile of the position. A game changer. A 40 home run, 135 RBI type of swing.
We were talking about that the other day, about DHs, and what are you looking for? A 35 home run guy, 40 home run guy. And we went around the league, and he's the only guy that we could come up with to be that true DH.
Kevin Youkilis shoots this one into right field. That'll get down for a base hit. Youkilis' first hit of the night.
It's Canada's best-selling car 13 years in a row. Honda, the official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
So John Farrell has come out of the dugout, and he's already made the call to the bullpen. He has called for Carlos Villanueva, the right-hander. Brandon Morrow, another disappointing start. He's given up 8 runs on 8 hits, a couple of home runs, and he'll hand the ball over with Youkilis at first and 1 out. The Hall of Fame is asking you, the fans, to pick the top 10 finalists for the Ford C. Frick Award for Broadcasting Excellence. Go to Facebook.com/BaseballHall. Click on Wall and vote for Tom Cheek. Fans can vote once a day throughout the month of September. Let's get Tom into the Hall where he belongs. Tom Cheek, level of excellence here. 4,306 consecutive games broadcasting the Blue Jays on radio. And certainly want to do everything we can to help get Tom onto that ballot and eventually get him into the Baseball Hall of Fame.
Carlos Villanueva now will take over for Brandon Morrow. Villanueva, 28 games this year. This is number 29. Just 11 hits in his last 26 innings pitched, over 15 relief appearances. Be interesting tonight to see how long they can go with Villanueva coming back from that injury. They have talked about him just 1 inning at a time. But with 1 out here, gets the ground ball, maybe they could stretch it out just a little bit more. He threw 30 pitches his last time out.
Well, the Blue Jays have reinforcements. They've called up 6 players from AAA, and they have some extra arms in their bullpen, so they don't really have to push anybody right now. Brad Mills is back. Daniel Farquhar on the right is back in the organization. He was dealt away to Oakland in the Rajai Davis trade along with Tristan Magnuson, but he was acquired back in another deal. Chad Beck, big right-hander. He is here anxious to get his first shot. And there you see Kyle Drabek down in the bullpen as well. Drabek will work out of the bullpen for the time being. So they've got some reinforcements in the pen. Crawford chases that breaking ball. John Farrell, believe me, is not about just taking a look at guys. He wants to win as many games as possible. The Blue Jays have 70 wins. They'd like to get as close to 500 as they can, if not over. But when the opportunities present themselves, he's going to take advantage of it and get some looks at guys he hasn't seen before.
And it's one thing to pitch him or play him against teams that are out of it. And it's another thing to pitch him and play him against teams like the Boston Red Sox and the Los Angeles Angels and the New York Yankees, teams that are fighting to get into the playoffs. And I think you're going to get their best shot. And you'll get a truer read on your player.
Crawford fights it out. That's a great point, and nobody can appreciate as much as John Farrell. He spent 4 years with the Red Sox, and in months of September, you want to see the other teams put a representative major league club on the field. You just don't want to see a bunch of September call-ups play. And he will do that, I'm sure, whenever they're playing these pennant contending clubs.
You know, but it's good that the young players come up here and they play against the best that the league has to offer. You've seen it time and time again. I've seen it time and time again where players come up here and they trick you. They fool you in September because they're playing against inferior competition. Maybe guys up from the minor leagues are facing them as hitters. Face the Red Sox and the Yankees and the Angels, teams that are trying to get into the playoffs. You're going to get their best. And again, you'll get a truer read on your player.
Full count. Crawford takes a walk. First and second, still just one down. It's one thing that people around baseball have said for years: don't be fooled by spring training or September.
It has happened as many years as there has been baseball in September call-ups. Guy comes up, he gets hot, you start saying this is going to be my guy next year, and you don't have that true read on him. They trick you.
Marco Scudero has been on base twice tonight. Takes the first pitch breaking ball down. Boy, Scudero had some series. I mentioned 7 hits in the series so far.
Very comfortable at the plate. He is in one of those zones right now. You just can't get him out. He has a good at bat every time up. Just watch how he takes pitches. Very little movement at the plate. His swing is very short and compact. Not a lot of movement, and when you're in these types of zones, the ball looks as big as a television, and you end up having good at bats all the time.
Scudero hits this one high, but not deep. Euclid will go halfway between second and third, and he'll get back to second. Ball is caught. There, 2 down. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership. Beautiful September night here in Toronto. Blue Jays trying to hold the Red Sox down. They have added another run here in the 5th inning. Josh Reddick looks at one outside. Good swing and a pitch up and away. Reddick's 24 years old. He's getting an opportunity. J.D. Drew still on the disabled list. He's got hand problems, and Reddick's getting an extended look in right field and has been a big contributor. Sitting 297.
Red Sox were talking yesterday that J.D. Drew is not even close to being ready to play. He has a sprained knuckle on the middle finger of his right hand. He went down to the minor leagues to get back into shape after an initial injury, and then swung the bat, hurt his knuckle, and he's not ready.
Ball is popped up behind home, and it'll get back over the screen. Well, the Red Sox have had a multitude of injuries, that of J.D. Drew, and several injuries to their starting pitchers. Daisuke Matsuzaka is out for the year. Clay Buchholz, one of those starters that's been injured, hoping to come back, and he threw a little bit here earlier this afternoon. And he is still optimistic that he will make it back and be able to help this team, if not in a regular season, maybe even into the postseason, dealing with a lower back strain. Reddick strikes out, and the inning finally comes to an end. But the Red Sox get 2 more hits and a long home run off the bat of David Ortiz. They have a 3-run lead here at Rogers Center. Comfy green chairs in the TD Comfort Zone. Our guest from Coast to Coast Against Cancer Foundation. Welcome to Rogers Center. It is a gorgeous night. We've got the best seat in the house. Brandon Morrow had another rough outing against the Red Sox. He goes 4 1/3. He is charged with 8 runs on 8 hits. He walked a batter, hit a batter, and struck out 5.
A couple of big blows. David Ortiz home run, and then the 3-run home run by Jacoby Ellsbury. The big blows against Brandon tonight.
Eric Thames has been on base twice, and he scored twice. Just the 5th inning, plenty of time to get back in this ball game for the Blue Jays. It'll be Thames, Bautista, Encarnacion to hit here in the 5th inning.
What you worry about when you play the Boston Red Sox, if you have a lead getting late into the ball game because of that good bullpen. Daniel Bard is a shutdown reliever in the 8th inning, and Papelbon, of course, in the 9th.
Alfredo Aceves has been a phenomenal performer for them out of the bullpen his first year with the Red Sox, and he threw 58 pitches on Monday afternoon and really did a great job for Terry Francona. This ball is popped into center field. Ellsbury is there. Thames is retired. 1 out here in the 5th. Let's check in with Jamie Campbell. Desmond Jennings has proven to be a very good clutch hitter for a rookie. He's hitting .302 now and had the game-winning RBI. Evan Longoria continues to have a great second half, but Derek Collin, he went 6 2/3 and ended up with a no decision. How about that matchup of left-handers? Derek Collin against David Price down in St. Petersburg. Collins had an interesting season. He's got 4 shutouts, and he has been a big surprise for the Rangers. He's 13-5. That knuckleball hit Bautista, and the fans are booing, but you just never know where that knuckleball is going to go.
It's pretty obvious watching Tim Wakefield now through the first 5 innings. He just doesn't have the command that we have seen in the past from him with that knuckleball. He usually is pretty good at throwing strikes. This is the second batter that he has hit tonight. He hit Eric Thames in the 3rd inning and now hits Bautista.
Look out. And bat helicopters into the seats. Appears as though everybody's okay.
Everybody wants a piece of that bat. Look at it. The gentleman wants to give it back.
Yeah, he had his Blue Jays jersey on. He said, I'll give it right back if you're going to get hit with it. And the other guy said, oh, don't give it back.
Oh, my goodness. That gentleman in front of him looks like he's got a finger problem.
It's amazing. There weren't more injuries, and you can see now they're attending to that fellow. Might have got dinged up on the finger. So Bautista's aboard here, and Encarnacion bats for the 1-1 count. Tim Wakefield with 199 career wins. Picked up his first win on July 31st, 1992. That was so long ago, a gallon of gas cost $1.05. That's a long time ago. This is popped up. Playable for Gonzalez on the warning truck, and he makes the catch. Tim Wakefield is the winningest active pitcher. And then you look at the categories of other.
99 in wins, 199. Roy Halladay is second on that list with 185, and then Tim Hudson third with 179. Innings pitched, Wakefield is first, Levon Hernandez is second. Wild pitches, walks. He is also second on strikeouts. Only Javier Vasquez has struck out more batters amongst active major leaguers than Tim Wakefield.
Roy Halladay, second on that list for 185 wins among active pitchers. It's the active win leaders. Wakefield, Halladay, Hudson, Sabathia. Tim Wakefield, 45 years old.
There's another player that shows up on all 4 of those categories that you were talking about: the wins, innings pitched, games started, and strikeouts amongst active players, and it's Levon Hernandez. I mean, he's very quietly put together a great career.
There goes Bautista. Saltalamacchia from his knees throws a strike right on the money. Bautista didn't like the call from Mark Carlson, and he'll walk back to the dugout. Well, Saltalamacchia has really improved his throwing. Wakefield has that slow knuckler. Saltalamacchia threw a strike to second. Watch the tag. Scudero comes in, puts the tag on Bautista. with great opportunities to win beautiful prizes from Sharp. 8-5, Red Sox lead. Jared Saltalamacchia will step in against Carlos Villanueva. Tim Wakefield in search of his 200th career win. This is his 7th start. Looking for that win.
Got his 5th inning in, so he is eligible thanks to this play. This is the play at second base, a bang-bang play. Saltalamacchia comes up, and Wakefield knows how important it is to get that last down in the 5th inning. He has improved as a catcher. Remember last year when we were in Texas and they were talking about him? He was their starting catcher, but they traded him away, and I think Boston might have found something. 15 home runs, 50 RBIs, and working with Gary Tuck every day on catch, release, footwork, the whole thing that goes into being a catcher really paid off for him there to get Bautista at second.
Well, it is truly an everyday process, and it takes catchers a while to really refine all aspects of their game. Game calling, physically receiving the ball. And we heard Mike Scioscia talk about it when the Angels were here, how just catching the ball in the strike zone. Ball is hit into center field. Mike McCoy to his right. One out. Franklin Morales, one of 2 left-handed relievers, starting to loosen up, and Tim Wakefield may be done here tonight. Just like the Blue Jays, the Red Sox have plenty of arms down in that bullpen, and Morales looks like he's heating up to come into the game. Carlos Villanueva came into the game last inning with 1 out. Walked the first batter he faced, then retired Scudero and Reddick to get out of the 5th.
It's like a surgeon out there when you watch Villanueva work. He's got a lot of weapons to go to, a lot of pitchers that he can use. He got a good changeup. You see the good curveball. He'll spot his fastball, but he really studies the opposition and really can pitch to their weaknesses.
He was trying to get Ellsbury to chase that high fastball.
He was down in that bullpen, and he saw the fastball that he turned around early in that count against Brandon Morrow's first pitch that he saw in that at bat for the home run. So he started him off with a couple of breaking balls and then went with a high fastball.
Jesse Litch starting to loosen up. We mentioned that Villanueva coming off the disabled list. They're not going to push him too far, nor do they need to now with the reinforcements in the bullpen. Villanueva has had a real good season. It's been good for the Blue Jays as well. First year in the organization, they found out about him. John Farrell loves his ability to command all the pitches. He throws a lot of strikes, and as you said, he's a smart pitcher. And he certainly pitched his way, I believe, onto this team next year in whatever role kind of sorts itself out. Ellsbury. Another hit for Ellsbury, a liner over the shortstop into left.
It's Canada's best-selling car 13 years in a row. Honda, the official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
So Ellsbury has 3 hits tonight.
How do you pitch him?
Carefully.
I thought Villanueva did a great job. He jumped ahead with a couple of breaking balls, and then Ellsbury still got him.
Looks like he's thinking about running right here. Pedroia 1 for 3. Yeah, Ellsbury's changed his game. We always knew he could run.
There's so much more to him now. You make a mistake on the inner half and he pulls it for a home run. You throw a pitch going down and away and he stays right on it, goes the other way. They all knew that someday he was going to be a star player. His time has come.
Thought about breaking for second. Pedroia stepped out to take a pitch, and Ellsbury didn't like the jump he had. 36 steals in 48 attempts for the Red Sox center fielder. Ellsbury will turn 28 on the 11th of September. Ball and a strike. Dustin Pedroia played his collegiate baseball at Arizona State. Ellsbury played at Oregon State. They played against one another in the Pac-12 at the time. And Jed Lowry also played in that conference. He was at Stanford. Aaron Sevia's throw is high. Ellsbury gets back. But the Pac-12 not really known for a lot of great baseball. There's always been a basketball and football conference, but boy, Ellsbury coming out of Oregon State, and they went to College World Series a couple of years. Arizona State's been a baseball powerhouse for a long time, and of course Stanford. But all three of these guys played against one another in college.
Have to have the vision to see a player like that while they're in college, and they project what they could do in the big leagues. But you've got to give Ellsbury a lot of credit. He has turned himself into a very good player. At one time, you just had to fear the stolen base when he got on. Now you have to fear all parts of his game.
He's really a good center fielder as well. He took a back seat to Coco Crisp when he first came up. He played left field and then moved over to center field. And then when Jason Bay, the Red Sox left fielder, left to free agency, they had to go out and get another outfielder. They picked up Mike Cameron. They moved Ellsbury to left. There goes Ellsbury. Pitches high. Strong throw from Aaron Sevia right on the money. Boy, he threw a strike right on the bag at second. Ellsbury slid into the tag. Aaron Sevia has been throwing the ball very well lately. With that bat for your BlackBerry, iPad, or iPhone. Listen to live radio broadcasts and receive batter-by-batter information for every game. AtBat 2011 allows you to customize the app to receive Blue Jays specific news and alerts. Visit BlueJays.com for more details. Tim Wakefield is out of the game. He went 5 innings. He turns things over to the bullpen. First one out is the left-hander, Franklin Morales.
Morales they got from the Colorado Rockies on May the 19th for a player to be named later, or cash. He spent some time on the disabled list this year with a forearm strain for Boston. Went down to Pawtucket, got himself into better shape, and he's come back and he's done a lot better. Since coming off the DL, opponents have been held scoreless 22 of the 26 outings since he came back from the DL. Throws hard. Good fastball. He's got a good slider. Morales is the first one out after Wakefield's night is over.
Tim Wakefield is the pitcher of record for Boston. He goes 5 innings, gives up 3 hits, 4 earned runs, gave up a home run to J.P. Arancibia through 92 pitches, and now he'll sit back and watch the bullpen try to protect his 3-run lead.
In line for his 200th victory. Didn't have the type of command that we have seen in the past. 3 walks, a couple of hit batters for Wakefield, but good enough as he goes through 5 innings with the lead.
Second baseman Kelly Johnson struck out twice against Wakefield. Morales has a big arm. As Pat mentioned, he came from the Colorado Rockies, and a guy that has always had a big arm. They thought about starting him early on in his career, and he never really could stay healthy enough to do that.
Coming into this year, he has had 15 starts in the big leagues, but now projects more as a lefty out of the bullpen with that type of speed, 95, 94 miles an hour with that fastball. It's going to be a weapon for him, the Boston Red Sox.
Hard breaking ball down and away. Johnson strikes out for a 3rd time tonight.
A couple of fastballs early in the count, and you can see the grip. That's a slider grip. He gets on top of it and really pulls it away from Kelly Johnson.
Brett Lawrie's been on base twice. He has singled and walked. He also has a stolen base. Much bigger, slow breaking ball for a strike. Adam Lowen on deck. Lowen in his first big league start as a position player. Last played in the big leagues as a pitcher with the Baltimore Orioles in 2008. He hits it off the end of the bat. Too much time as Morales and Saltalamacchia couldn't get their heads together. Morales just 25 years old. He's out of Venezuela. Right back up the middle. Laurie stayed on that breaking ball with 2 strikes.
Disciplined approach at the plate. Facing Morales for the first time, you can see all the numbers that you want and all the scouting reports, but it's nothing like standing in that box and watching that type of pitch. That looked like a split from Morales. Doesn't intimidate Laurie as he sends it right back through the middle.
Adam Lowen has flied out and struck out. Takes one downstairs. Again, the Blue Jays have been held down. They have just 4 hits in the game tonight. We mentioned Laurie has a steal that came back in the 3rd inning. Morales got a pretty good move. Very deceptive with his head. He has that move where he really keeps focused on the catcher's glove and still comes to first base.
Throws a seed over to first base also. I don't know if Laurie's going to be going here being down by 3 runs.
That hit him. Glenn will take his base. First and second. And that brings J.P. Arancibia to the plate. And Terry Francona is walking out of the dugout. As you see, Lowen hit by the Morales pitch way inside. And it caught him maybe on the arm and the body. But Morales is going to be taken out of this game. Terry Francona with Arancibia scheduled to bat has gone to the bullpen. Dan Wheeler will face Arancibia when we come back. J.P. Arancibia with 2 on and 1 out here in the 6th inning. Wheeler's 46th appearance was Monday. He came to that ball game in extra innings and gave up a home run to Brett Laurie. J.P. Arancibia already has homered tonight. This game against Tim Wakefield, his 21st home run of the season. Tied the game at 3-all. That set a new record for Blue Jays catchers, 21 home runs by a catcher.
And he just missed hitting another one his 2nd time up. It looked like he was on it. And Wakefield got it just off the barrel. A long fly ball to left field.
Blue Jays have a couple of good base runners on. Laurie at 2nd has 6 steals. He hasn't been caught. Lowen had 11 steals at AAA Las Vegas, and they're playing way behind him at first. Two and 0. I mentioned Wheeler was the pitcher. Brett Laurie hit the walk-off home run on. Wheeler came into the game. Got the first 2 batters he faced, Encarnacion and Kelly Johnson, and then Laurie ended it with his 8th home run to deep center field. High breaking ball popped back. Dwayne Wise has stepped out on deck, loosening up. Mike McCoy was scheduled to bat.
John Farrell has a couple of extra players now. We got David Cooper up from the minor leagues, sitting on his bench. Some reinforcements there, so some options late in a ball game.
This is where you really need the help of your bench coach when you've got extra players. It's easy to forget that you've got an expanded roster, and so I'm sure John is leaning on Don Wakamatsu. Cooper there with Chris Woodward. Cooper just joined the team this afternoon. And Sevilla reaches for that breaking ball.
Wheeler's going to move that fastball around the strike zone, but against right-handed batters, he's going to try and get you out with that slider. The pitch that Brett Lawrie hit out the other day was a sinker that didn't sink. That's how he explained it after the game. He'll try and get ground ball outs with that sinker. And mostly he'll go with that slider.
2-2. Grounded back. Blue Jays are really where they want to be, in the middle part of the Red Sox bullpen before you get to Bard and Papelbon.
Been weakened a little bit without Bobby Jenks. That was supposed to be the seventh inning man for him, seventh inning man, but Jenks has had a bad year.
Well, there's a high pitch that Aaron Sevilla swung right through. Looked like Wheeler was trying to go down and away, and he missed up and away, but gets a strikeout.
Still works out for him. He'll be around the strike zone. He has not walked a batter in his last 11 appearances. You can be aggressive against him. That time a little bit too aggressive.
So Dwayne Wise comes on as a pinch hitter, batting for Mike McCoy. Ball one. Wise knows Wheeler. He's picked up a couple of hits in 5 at-bats against the Red Sox right-hander. Two and 0. Dwayne Wise had a triple and a homer when he came into the game, taking over for Eric Thames after Thames' first at bat. That was on Saturday against the Yankees. He had a triple to right and then hit a long home run into the Yankee bullpen in right. Pops this one out of play.
And you know he's got that on his mind right now. Look for that one pitch where you can try and score both runners with one hit. Lots of room in right center field for Dwayne Wise if he can get the head out and pull the ball. You can see Ellsbury is shading him to left center. The right fielder Reddick is pretty much straight up.
The Blue Jays haven't had a pinch hit home run this year. This ball is driven to left. Crawford's got plenty of room, and he hauls it in. So Wise is retired on the fly ball to left. The Blue Jays strand a pair. We have played 6 here at Rogers Center. Boston has a 3-run lead. Carlos Villanueva went an inning and 2/3.
22 games for Jesse Litch this year. He has made 14 relief appearances and 8 starts for the Blue Jays. As a reliever, his numbers are pretty good. He's given up just 10 hits in his 19 1/3 innings as a reliever. 21 strikeouts for Litch coming out of the bullpen. Much better against the right-handers so far this season. He'll get a couple of sluggers to lead off the 7th inning for Boston.
Adrian Gonzalez, David Ortiz, first 2 hitters to bat here in the 7th against Litch. Outside, 2-0. Blue Jays using a little bit different defensive alignment on the infield with Litch into the game.
They don't have that dramatic shift that we saw. Brett Lawrie, the third baseman and short right fielder, they're going to bunch in the middle. I think that has to do with the off-speed stuff of Jesse Litch. They don't think he's going to pull the ball. They're going to stay on it just a little bit more.
Brian Butterfield is always keeping his eye on the infield to make sure that they are positioned properly according to the scouting reports and the pitcher in the game. Corey Lavello, he's got responsibility to the outfielders. There's so much preparation that goes into each game. I don't care if it's April or September.
They are scouting now. They know these teams. They know the Red Sox and they know the Yankees and all these teams that they play so many times against, but they look for tendencies. They look for how other teams have played them and who's hot, who's not, that type of thing, and they'll defend them accordingly.
Gonzalez lays off that breaking ball. It's a full count. Gonzalez making a bid for his first batting title. Coming into this game, he's got a 9-point lead over Michael Young of the Rangers. And he's going to boost that a bit. That ball goes all the way to the wall. Lowen overruns it, and by the time he picks it up, Gonzalez has a double.
They just keep coming at you. There are no easy outs in the lineup for the Boston Red Sox. 3-run lead, and they are just as professional late in the game. Gonzalez gets it started with another double. This is a team, the Red Sox. They had 9 doubles in last night's game.
9 doubles and 2 home runs in last night's game. That was half of their hits. And now with the base open and Ortiz at the plate, they're going to put him on. So Ortiz, who hit a long home run his last at bat, will be given the free pass. Blue Jays choose to go after Kevin Youkilis.
Litch much better against right-handers this year. The numbers bear that out. Lefties hitting .301, righties .164 against Jesse coming into this game.
This will be the 11th free pass of the season that has been intentional to Ortiz. So that puts the Blue Jays in a double play situation. Youkilis has grounded into 14 double plays. Hasn't done much against Jesse Litch. Just 3 for 16. John Fair always trying to put his pitcher in the best possible situation.
Red Sox have a lot of very good left-handed hitters in their lineup.
Well, J.P. Aronsevi didn't hesitate a moment, and he asked for that appeal down to first. Eric Cooper was all over it. But Aronsevi felt that Youkilis went too far, and he did. Inside again. And that's the book on Euclid. If you can keep the ball in there, you tie him up. They tried to come inside in his first at bat. That was with the bases loaded, and he was hit by a pitch. Picked up an RBI.
And then flew out to right field his next time up on an inside out swing, and then single to right field.
Laurie, he'll go to third base and beat the runner, and then throws it to first. Still thinking about some way to get two. Takes a hit away from Euclid. Now Euclid, he's asking Cooper about that previous swing. What a play.
Yeah, he plays deep. He gets a good jump. And I think when he starts to learn to play third just a little bit longer, this is his first year, he'll instinctively go around the horn on this one. Tough to run all the way to third and then throw across the diamond to get the double play. But because the ball got to him so quickly, he can go around the horn and make two. He'll learn that as he gets a little bit more accustomed to playing that position. But what a play. He almost, excuse me, but he almost pulled it off too. That's the amazing thing. You could see how deep he was at third base, and he snared it, and I sensed that he was thinking about going to second. But then he said, well, let me get the lead runner and still try and get two.
I think he got to third so quickly, he figured, oh, what the heck? Let's see if I can go over to first. Carl Crawford. Crawford had a walk his last time up. He's also doubled and struck out. Blue Jays trying to keep it a 3-run game. David Ortiz at second, Kevin Euclid at first. Crawford drives it to left. Thames is back. He's got room, makes the catch. 2 down. Blue Jays and Red Sox will wrap up this 4-game series, and we'll be right back here at Rogers Center tomorrow night. The pregame show begins at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 3:30 p.m. Pacific. That's with Jamie Campbell and Greg Zahn. They'll set up all the action. Then the game, about 30 minutes later, it'll be Game 4 of this series against the Boston Red Sox. Ricky Romero goes to the mound. Romero was the pitcher of the month. He'll be opposed by Andrew Miller, the lanky left-hander from Boston. Ricky Romero was the American League pitcher of the month. He went 5-0 for the month of August with a 2.05 ERA. Ball on the strike. Jesse Litch gave up the leadoff double to Adrian Gonzalez. First batter he faced this inning. Scudero has good at bats. He's got an idea what he wants to do. He's going to be patient and look for a particular pitch in a certain part of the strike zone.
When he was here in Toronto, you could watch the same thing. You could see him just have good at bats, really work that pitcher.
It's out in front of this one and fouls it down the left side.
Hits the ball from foul line to foul line. Got some power if you need it. Got the helmet on now to protect himself.
Well, it's a tough position down there. Watch the ball boy trying to protect the fans. Got a piece of it, slowed it down. Got to be heads up. Full count, 2 outs, 2 runners on. They'll be off on the pitch. Jesse Litch in his first inning after Carlos Villanueva went an inning and 2/3. Villanueva with another good outing. There go the runners. On and miss. Scudero strikes out. Litch strands a pair. Jesse Litch keeps it a 3-run game. Blue Jays will send the top of the order to the plate when we come back. T-shirt giveaway day will take place Sunday, September 18th when the Blue Jays take on the New York Yankees. The game will start at 1:07 p.m. The first 10,000 fans will receive a Blue Jays jersey T-shirt. Players include Adam Lind, Ricky Romero, and Yunel Escobar. Call the Blue Jays directly for tickets at 416-341-1234. Log on to BlueJays.com or stop by most Rogers Plus locations. That's Sunday, September 18th. It's Fan Appreciation Day.
That should be a good series, or that whole homestand when the Blue Jays come back from Boston after this homestand. They got the Yankees for 3, a night game on Friday, and a couple of day games on Saturday and Sunday, and then 4 big games against the Los Angeles Angels, who are fighting it out with the Texas Rangers over in the American League West. So the Blue Jays, if they can't get into the playoffs, certainly have something to say about who will.
Texas Rangers currently have a 3-game lead over the Angels. The Angels will be here at Rogers Center for a 4-game series. And just a reminder, that Yankee series, Friday night and then 2 day games, Saturday and Sunday.
Yankees weren't having too much fun this afternoon, were they?
How about that? Boy, it was a miserable afternoon after last night's game started at 11:08 p.m. That's right, it started at 11:08, and then they had a day game this afternoon playing in rain.
Oh, it was sloppy in New York this afternoon.
Just a miserable afternoon, and the field was nasty. They lost in extra innings, and then they will go to Baltimore and play another day game tomorrow.
A makeup game for a couple of weekends ago against the Orioles. So the Yankees were not having too much fun this afternoon.
Yunel Escobar having a battle. It's a 3-2 count. Look around baseball. Justin Verlander won his 22nd game of the season. Victor Martinez had a big night. You see the Orioles won in extra innings against New York. Tampa Bay, a couple of big left-handers. David Price started against Derek Holland in that game. Oakland beat Kansas City 7-0. Jeff Francoeur had a milestone in yesterday's game. Hit his 44th double, and he also has 20 steals, and that ball is driven into left field. Carl Crawford will play it in the gap. Escobar is headed for second. The slide, he's in there. Escobar with a very aggressive piece of base running. Beats the throw into second base. It's a leadoff double here in the 7th.
You make that double coming out of that batter's box. He smokes his high pitch from Dan Wheeler, and then he's thinking too right there as he heads up first base line. Carl Crawford has 1 assist this year. He is an excellent left fielder, and he thinks he has number 2 as he gets over, cuts it off, and uncorks a good throw to second base, but Escobar just ahead of the throw.
Well, that's a good slide. He used that straight leg slide to beat the tag of Pedroia. Eric Thames. Blue Jays can get back into this ball game in a hurry.
They have the right part of the lineup coming up right now. 7th inning. It's still not Daniel Bard time. Bard is their 8th inning guy.
Ball and a strike. It's not Daniel Bard time unless it's September. And the Red Sox certainly trying to close ground on the front-running New York Yankees. The Yankees, as we mentioned, lost this afternoon. Bard beginning to loosen up down in the right field bullpen. Upstairs. Thames and then Jose Bautista. Blue Jays a chance to get right back in this game here in the 7th. Bautista has been on base 3 times tonight. He was walked, doubled, and was hit by a pitch. Foul ball. That ball hit Thames while he was in the batter's box.
Walked that one off. It looked like a cutter, slider, got him right on the toes. And ricocheted that ball to Adrian Gonzalez. We're going to have to walk that one off a little bit.
Still not feeling 100% as he was just about back in the batter's box and then backed out again. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Escobar with the leadoff double. Hot shot. Gonzalez gloves it and he'll go to the bag. Escobar will move up. Thames hit it hard. So now a pretty interesting matchup. Bautista against Dan Wheeler. Blue Jays trying to cut into this Red Sox lead.
Chip away. Run here, run there. Again, you got the right guys coming up, the home run boys. 40 home runs for Bautista and Encarnacion, certainly can reach the seats.
Edwin has 15.
They also have Adam Lynn sitting on that bench. They've already burned one of the lefties that the Red Sox have.
Bautista hits it into shallow center. Tagging at third is Escobar. Ellsbury with the throw to the plate is offline, but Escobar. You can see Butterfield telling him nope, it just wasn't deep enough. Ellsbury was shallow when he made that catch.
You know, on top of everything else that Ellsbury has done for the Boston Red Sox this year, he also leads them in outfield assists. He's got 6 outfield assists. And when you're down by 3 runs, you're not going to run into any outs.
After the fact, it looked like Escobar could have scored, but it just wasn't deep enough to challenge Ellsbury. So Encarnacion will have to deliver with 2 outs. Wheeler's not really an overpowering pitcher. He sinks the ball and throws a nice little slider, but he's kind of got a funky delivery, and he can be a problem. Escobar got a hit off of him, but Encarnacion has an 0 for 7 against Wheeler.
He's been around. This is his 9th year in the big leagues also, so he knows how to pitch. He knows how to set up hitters. Always around the plate.
Right on the outside corner. Now Encarnacion has to go into the defensive mode, protect that plate, put the ball in play, and cash in this base runner down at 3rd.
Red Sox love to use that 0-2 high fastball. And the New York Yankees are probably the 2 teams in the American League who use it the most. Just to straighten up the hitter a little bit, change his eye plane. And it's exaggerated.
Encarnacion hits it on the line to left. That's down in front of Crawford, and he does deliver. A base hit drives in a run. It's now a 2-run game. Encarnacion with the RBI now has 45.
And chances are, after a high fastball, the next pitch is going to be a breaking ball. Just to stand you up and then set you down, but he leaves it too high. Too much of the play right into the swing plane of Edwin Encarnacion, and he comes up with a clutch 2-out single. And with that base hit, Dan Wheeler's out of the game.
Dan Wheeler's out of the game. Daniel Bard will come into the ball game. He will come on to face Kelly Johnson with a runner on and 2 outs here in the 7th. Daniel Bard set to face Kelly Johnson. Way outside. Bard's a power pitcher. 66 strikeouts, just 15 walks in 64 1/3.
One of the best setup men in all of baseball, I think, with that ability to command the strike zone. Just 15 walks, the power, strikeouts that you were just talking about.
That's Johnson looking for here, 2-0.
Heater right now, down and in. He is a very good low ball hitter. Bart will supply the power.
Fastball gloved by Gonzalez, and he steps on the bag. Boy, he's a good fielder as well as being a great hitter, Daniel Bard. He's just a couple of pitches to close out the 7th. Kemp will be the 3rd reliever to work here for the Blue Jays.
Number 1 on the club in appearances. This is number 58 for Sean Kemp. 58 innings for Kemp. He's not going to strike you out. He's going to make you put the ball in play, get a lot of ground ball outs. Got a couple different types of change-ups and a nice sweeping slider.
Looks like it's raining here with the roof open. Don't see that very often. So Kemp once again trying to hold the Red Sox down. That was a first pitch strike. The right fielder Josh Reddick. Now, why would you bring an umbrella to a enclosed stadium? But it's a heady move. I like it.
I think he's the only guy here who has one.
Bouncing ball. Escobar comes after it. 1 down. We mentioned the Blue Jays have teams in the playoffs, and Dunedin played in Game 2 tonight in Daytona against the Cubs, and they lost 3-1. That evens the series at a game apiece. The decisive 3rd game will be played tomorrow, also in Daytona, as the Dunedin Blue Jays try to advance in the Florida State League playoffs. Vancouver will play a playoff game. They'll play against Eugene tonight in Eugene. That will take place later on tonight.
That best-of-3 series is tied 1-1. It's a semifinals matchup between those two teams. Aaron Sanchez scheduled to go to the mound.
Saltalamacchia lines it to left, and Thames makes a running catch. 2 quick outs here in the 8th. Aaron Sanchez, a first-round pick of 2010. It's got to be a thrill for him to get the assignment in a playoff game. How much does that help the Blue Jays players when you go into postseason play for the first time and kind of get the mindset of being a championship club?
I'm sure Alex Anthopoulos that's what he's trying to groom here, winning teams. Now, the first thing that you want to do in the minor leagues is develop players. That's first and foremost. That's your objective. But I think you also want to do a mindset of winning games, and that's certainly what they've done this year.
Dwayne Wise dives for it. It's underneath his glove, and Ellsbury will get to second base. Boy, Dwayne Wise made a full-out dive, but he couldn't get to the ball. He missed it, and by the time no one came over to retrieve it, Ellsbury had his 4th hit.
Hits it off the end of the bat, and Wise came hard. Once he read the ball that it was going to be inside, and he's got it coming. He just misses it. A big swing by a batter like that, and as an outfielder, you freeze just for a moment. Just you try to read it, and Dwayne can't come up with a good job of backing up by the corner outfielders. Both of them getting over there.
Dustin Pedroia steps in with 2 outs. First pitch strike. Four hits tonight for Ellsbury. That's his 3rd 4-hit game of the season. He also had a 4-hit game against the Blue Jays on the 4th of July in Boston. He had 3 singles and a triple in that game. In this game, he's a triple shy of the cycle. Ellsbury's average up to 316.
And Sean Camp has this good fastball. You see that type of movement. It goes down, really sinks. Got a good changeup and a slider. It's been tough on righties this season.
Pedroia in a hole, 0-2. Down and away, scooped by Aaron Sebia. Pedroia has hit well against Sean Camp, 6 for 11. Pedroia doesn't give away an at-bat. If it's March, if it's October, if it's December, he's taken every at-bat.
If it's the 8th inning, 9th inning, last night, you see him last night in that 14-0 game, his last time up, he had a ground ball and he was busting his tail down the line late. I mean, that's what this guy is all about.
Gets jammed on this one. Escobar comes after it. Pedroia is retired, and the Blue Jays will leave Ellsbury at second. It's still a 2-run game. Blue Jays are down 8-6. Now it's time for a Jays Connected update. Here's Jamie Campbell and Greg Zahn in the Blackberry Broadcast Studio. By Adam Malone, and both of these young men are from British Columbia. Adam Lowen is from Surrey, and just to the east of Surrey is Langley. That's the home of Brent Laurie. Certainly rich baseball tradition out west in British Columbia, suburb of Vancouver, and a lot of baseball will be played in Surrey and Langley.
And some good players that are starting to come out of there.
This is the first time in Blue Jays franchise history that two native-born Canadians have hit together in the lineup as position players. And they would like to be able to say we're the first Canadians in the lineup that went back-to-back to tie the game up in the eighth.
There you go.
Laurie fouls it off.
We were talking earlier about the young kids from the Blue Jays coming up here and playing meaningful games against meaningful teams. How about this at bat here? This is what they're going to see when they establish themselves in the big leagues. They're going to see Daniel Bard in the eighth inning. And this is great experience for young players to face this type of pitching in these types of games in September.
That's a great point. And Laurie knows one thing right now. His job is to get on base. I mean, he's had that mindset. And when you hear him, whenever he is interviewed, he talks about all I'm trying to do is get in position to help my team to win. And right now his job is to get on base against one of the toughest setup men in baseball.
I think he did.
That's the start. Laurie is hit by Daniel Bard. Breaking ball backed up, and Laurie couldn't get out of the way.
Fourth time tonight that a batter has been hit. As Laurie takes the first base.
Jeff Kellogg, the umpire, was tapping his left thigh to indicate that Laurie had been hit by the pitch. So Laurie's at first for Adam Lowen. Base hit. Laurie quickly around second. He's headed for third. Adam Lowen gets his first big league hit against Daniel Bard.
Take that one and put it in the trophy case against a very good pitcher. Adam Lowen gets his first big league hit.
Great name to put in your book. And it's a no-doubter, a clean single to right.
Gonzalez is holding Laurie on at first base. Pulls it through the right side. And Laurie aggressively makes it to third base. He only has one speed when he plays this game.
Fast. J.P. Arancibia. Big swing and a breaking ball. J.P.'s gone deep. In his first at bat, he hit a 2-run home run. Just missed an extra base hit in the fourth. He flied to left and then struck out against Wheeler in the sixth. Another good breaking ball from Bard.
.31 holds for Bard, which is tied for the most in the American League. Second most by a Red Sox since that stat began in 1969.
0-2. Thinking that the Blue Jays might be running. Bard checked on Lowen at first. Almost hit Arancibia. Trying to get that breaking ball down and away. He overcooked it and it backed up on him.
Comes out of his hand instead of out in front. It's almost like he casted it off to the side. And he almost paid the price. At some point here, he's going to throw a fastball to J.P. Arancibia. This might be the pitch. Last time they got him up with the fastball.
Red Sox relievers very deliberate. John Farrell was asked about how much time they take, and he said, hey, when they're in games, their games are on the line. I have no problem with it.
Yeah, they slow the game down, and they control the tempo from the pitcher's mound.
Terry Francona looking at his lineup sheet posted in the dugout, seeing where they are at in the Blue Jays lineup. Aaron Seavey in the 8th spot. Dwayne Wise into the game as a pinch hitter in the 6th is on deck. 2-2. Way outside. Bard pitched in Monday's series opener and retired all 5 batters he faced. Came into the game with 1 out in the 8th inning. Got Bautista and Lynn to end that threat, and then had a 1-2-3 night. This time he throws it to first. I just don't think the Blue Jays are running this situation. Aaron Seavey is prone to striking out.
The last thing they want is a strike him out, throw him out. That's the last thing the Blue Jays are looking for right here. The winning run is at the plate. Certainly don't want to get him thrown out on the bases.
Bases are loaded. The bases are loaded. We're only a grand slam away from awarding a 70-inch Sharp Aquos Quattron TV. To enter, visit hitahomerunwithsharp.ca.
So he just walked J.P. Arencibia, the right-hander. Dwayne Wise should look for that first pitch. If he's guessing Daniel Bard is going to try and get ahead of him with a fastball, jump all over it. Be ready to do some damage.
Bases loaded, nobody out. Guessing fastball and got it. Good approach, power against power. He has a grand slam in the books.
If you take the approach, I've got 3 good swings to put on Daniel Bard. The first one he throws in there, just be ready for it.
0-2. Escobar on deck. He now has a hit. He doubled his last time up. There's that high fastball. Red Sox use it a lot. Bard gets Wise. That's the first out of the inning.
They use it a lot to get you to swing at it, to get you to stand up. And if you're not disciplined with that fastball, you'll swing right through it.
Run for 3 with a double tonight for Escobar. The Red Sox, their infield is in double play depth with the bases loaded.
Huge lead at first base for J.P. Arencibia. He's getting that lead just in case there's a ball on the ground. It gives him a better chance to break up 2 and keep this inning alive. He is trusting that Torey Lovullo, the first base coach, will let him know if that first baseman sneaks in behind him.
Two and 0. Bard certainly not as sharp as he was in the opener on Monday afternoon.
Arms dragging just a little bit. Getting underneath it.
2 and 0. Good rip. 97 from Bard. Escobar checking with the umpire to make sure that was over the plate, and it was.
Dwayne Murphy was telling me the other day that Escobar is at his best when he's staying in the middle of the field. He gets into trouble when he tries to pull the ball. The back shoulder drops just a little bit, but when he stays in his game, and that's left center to right center field, that batting average starts getting close to 300.
Three and one. Double barrel action for the Blue Jays. John Roush is ready and standing by. Francisco loosening up should the Blue Jays take the lead. Eight-6 Red Sox.
Pitch from Bard. It's a fastball, and then according to pitch tracks, it's right on the outside corner.
Pretty good spot. That's where Bard has been most effective, down and away. Full count, 1 out. Breaking ball, strike 3. Bard crossed him up and came with a breaking ball.
That was pretty nasty. You paint the fastball 3-1, and then you come back and you got the confidence to throw that slider. Late break, it just locks you up, and I think Unell knew it too.
So now it'll be up to Eric Thames to deliver with 2 outs. Seven on the black. Saltalamacchia, it's been a long inning. He wants to go out there and make sure that Bard takes a deep breath and regroups before he continues. Bard has thrown 24 pitches. Oh, and 1, 2 outs. The bases are loaded. Pulled foul. Give you an idea how dominant Daniel Bard has been this year. He's held right-handers to a 118 average. Left-handers hitting just 200.
Righties haven't had a chance against him. They've given up just 1 home run against him. And there's a pretty powerful right-hander on deck.
Blue Jays just 2 for 12 with runners in scoring position tonight, and they have 6 strikeouts. Bard's ahead 0-2.
Same formula that they used against Dwayne Wise, the left-hander. 0-2. Let's get upstairs and see if he can lay off of it.
Breaking ball smothered by Saltalamacchia. That ball in the dirt's a piece of cake after catching Tim Wakefield for 5 innings.
He gets the regular catcher's glove back on, and you're right. That's easy.
I know where that one's going.
Yeah. He makes it look easy.
Laid off that one. That was the high one that Wise went after. It's 2-2. Well, I tell you what, Bard is so unpredictable. You saw what he did to Escobar. Went 3-1 down and away with a fastball, and then threw a breaking ball 3-2. He's really developed.
Paul had a little cutting action on it at 94 miles an hour. I told you that he is the second most holds in Red Sox history for a season, 31, behind his 32 that he had last year. I mean, what a weapon to have a guy like this as your eighth inning man. Blue Jays making him work.
26 pitches. He's been a little bit wilder than we have seen. 2-2. Outside. Full count. 2 outs. The runners will be off on the pitch. I'm just got to make sure that Bard goes home. Laurie at third. Lowen at second. Aaron Sebia at first. It's a one-run game.
They've made him work this inning. He is now up to 28 pitches already in this inning. Kurt Young's going to go out and talk to him and give him a little bit of a blow, a little scouting report, a little reassurance with Jose Bautista. Game on the line. This is why we're here, right here. Bautista versus Bard with the game on the line.
On Monday afternoon, in a similar situation as you look at Chris Woodward. Woodward has come into the game as a pinch runner for J.P. Aaron Sebia at second base. The tying run is at third. The go-ahead run at second. Thames at first. Bautista just outside. Over near the Red Sox dugout. Saltalamacchia leaning in, but it's out of his reach.
This place is going to go bananas if he comes up with a base hit here. You can just feel it.
Bard got Bautista to pop up to right on Monday in a scoreless game in the 8th. 4 grand slams for the Blue Jays. DH. And he has come out of his delivery.
32 of them in this inning alone. You can see he's trying to hump up for a little bit extra. The arm gets underneath him. The hand doesn't stay on top of the ball, and it really rushes up and in against Bautista. Now he can look for one pitch in one spot.
Game is tied. Lowen comes in with the 8th Blue Jays run. Lowen got his first big league hit, and the Blue Jays have tied it up here in the 8th. And Terry Francona has come out of the dugout. He had called to the bullpen for Matt Alberts. The Blue Jays get to Daniel Bard. Brett Lawrie was hit by a pitch. Adam Loewen got his first big league hit. And then Daniel Bard just lost the strike zone. We are tied at 8. 2 outs here, bottom of the 8th. Matt Albers will come into the ballgame. To Matt Albers, and what gets lost in this 8th inning is the fact that Tim Wakefield is no longer the pitcher of record.
Bard cannot hold the lead, and he'll turn it over now to Matt Albers, who's had a nice year for the Boston Red Sox. They got him from the Baltimore Orioles. Albers flip-flop between starting and relievers with the Orioles, but since he has come over here at the Boston Red Sox, he has gotten into 48 games. There are his numbers there in the 57 and the 3rd innings. Adam Loewen getting the fist pump from his fellow Canadian.
Well, they did a good job. Brett Lawrie knew he had to get on base. He got hit by a pitch, and then Loewen gets his first big league hit. And it came off of Daniel Bard. Edwin Encarnacion, the bases are still loaded. We are tied at 8-all. Three walks and a hit batter in this inning. Albers got a nasty three-quarter delivery with that two-seam fastball.
Yeah, basically a sinker slider type of pitcher. There are the numbers for Encarnacion in his career with the bases loaded. They don't need a home run right now. They just need some type of single. Encarnacion has done a better job this year staying in the middle of the field. And when he does that, he's got power. 33 doubles this year, which ties his career high. A lot of those coming to right center.
3-1. The fans will get to their feet. The Blue Jays have scored 2 here in the bottom of the 8th to tie it. Full count. Full count with 2 outs. The runners will be off on the pitch. Woodward at third, Thames at second, Bautista at first, Encarnacion with the full count. There's that drive to the gap in right center. That should clear the bases. 1 run is in. Here comes Thames. Bautista around third. He's going to score. And the Blue Jays blow it wide open happen here in the 8th.
That's exactly what Dwayne Murphy was telling me the other day, what Encarnacion has done. He's become a better hitter because he's staying in the middle of the field. Instead of trying to pull everything, he's got great power the other way. Elevated fastball, he stays right on it. As soon as he touches it off, he knows that he's got 3 RBI. This ball splits the gap in right center field. Bautista with a huge lead at first base is going to come all the way around to score to make it 11-8 Blue Jays.
Kelly Johnson, the 9th Jay to hit.
What an at-bat by Encarnacion. Watch his reaction after he knows as soon as he hits it, he knows he's got 3 ribbies and an extra base hit.
That sets a new career high in doubles for Encarnacion, his 34th. Daniel Bard just didn't have it tonight. The 5 runs this inning will be charged to Bard. Encarnacion with a season high 4 RBI. Two balls and 2 strikes.
That was just a great approach. He stayed on that pitch. The 3-1 pitch was a good pitch. Down and away, but I think it got Edwin thinking away. He came right back. That time it was a little bit elevated, and he smoked that ball to right center.
Another full count pitch. (11-8) Blue Jays. Johnson strikes out. The inning is over, but the Blue Jays score 5 times, capped off by a bases-loaded 3-run double by Edwin Encarnacion. Blue Jays head to the 9th with a 3-run lead. RogersOnDemand.com. Watch the Jays live from anywhere, online or on the go at RogersOnDemand.com.
Encarnacion, Edwin smokes a ball into right center field. He clears the bases with this double. 3 RBIs. He had the first RBI of the game for the Blue Jays, sacrifice fly in the first inning, and he might have the last 3 of this game as he picks up 4 big RBIs. The play of the game, Edwin Encarnacion.
A season high 4 RBI for Encarnacion. Frank Francisco looking for his 13th save. he would make a winner out of Sean Kemp, who won the 1-0 game on Monday.
Francisco 12 for 16 this year in save opportunities. Jose Molina has come into the ball game after J.P. Arancibia was pinch run for.
Gonzalez in a hole quickly. How about that 8th inning? Brett Lawrie, the rookie, got hit by a pitch. Adam Lowen, in his first start as a position player, gets his first big league hit to go first and third. Arancibia gets the walk, and after the strikeout, a couple of strikeouts, Thames with a walk and Bautista with a walk. That set the table for Encarnacion.
Big at bat was Arancibia's walk. He came back and ended up battling Daniel Bard to load the bases, set it all up for Bautista, Thames, and Encarnacion.
One ball, 2 strikes. Bautista, the DH tonight. Jose has been on base 4 out of his 5 plate appearances. He walked in the first, doubled in the third, hit by a pitch in the 5th, flied out in the 7th, and walked and scored in the 8th. High and deep drive to right. Gonzalez has just started the 9th with a homer. Adrian Gonzalez, number 24 on the season. He can flat out hit.
Yeah, he loves hitting in this ballpark. He got it going earlier this year. It looked like an off-speed pitch. Center cut right in the middle with 2 strikes, and good hitters don't miss those. 11-9.
Gonzalez has played 9 games at Rogers Center. He has 6 home runs.
He's hit him out to left field a couple of times here, to right field.
He is 17 for 35 in his career here at Rogers Center. That's a base hit for Ortiz. That'll bring the tying run to the plate.
Good teams, when they are behind, they don't panic. They put together good at bats, and if you make a mistake, they're going to hurt you. That ball was up again. And it looked like a breaking ball from Francisco. It's up. Hot hitters like Gonzalez, Ortiz, they're going to hit the ball hard.
Nobody out, a run in. Kevin Youkilis. Youkilis has been on base 3 times tonight. He has a single in 3 official at bats. First pitch, breaking ball. Youkilis has hit Francisco hard. He is 5 for 8 with a home run. Bounces this one to third. Loy looks at second, goes to first, and retires Youkilis. Just getting out.
Just getting out. That run on base means nothing. That's the tying run. You want to keep that go-ahead run off base. John Farrell contemplating his choices.
Now, the expanded roster sometimes cloud your vision. You look down and you see all these different names, but right now you're very familiar with Carl Crawford and Marco Scutaro. Those are the two batters you have to deal with. Escobar with some information for Francisco. Lots of names still available. Two. They used that Boston Red Sox plan of attack. Elevated the fastball.
With 2 strikes, go up there. It looks to me like he's jumped that splitter after giving up the home run and the base hit, and he's going with heat and his curveball. Jose Molina with the adjustment. He went out there and talked to him. That time he went way upstairs to get the second out. Again, that run at second base doesn't mean anything.
First pitch strike. Another good fastball from Francisco. Bouncing ball, base hit. Ortiz is coming around third. He'll score. It's a 1-run game, 11-10. Scutaro delivers. Marco Scutaro's 8th hit of the series.
He's had a great series, and every one of his at-bats are good at-bats. He has an idea at the plate, takes his high fastball, somehow gets on top of it and drives it back through the middle. Dwayne Wise, the veteran center fielder, didn't hesitate. He played back and just made sure that run, Scutaro's run, doesn't get to second base.
Pinch runner at first base is Michael Vilas. He'll take over for Scutaro. Josh Reddick. It's an RBI double tonight. Good cut of a fastball. Reddick homered in last night's game in his only at bat. That home run came in the 8th inning against Dustin McGowan.
Outfield very deep with that tying run at first base. No doubles, nothing over your head.
Popped it up, and that'll get out of play.
Francisco's best pitch is his fastball. A well-placed fastball. 15 strikes out of his 16 pitches.
Oh, and 2 outs. Aviles at first. There he goes. Molina to second, in time, in plenty of time, and the Blue Jays will win it. The Red Sox gambled on an 0-2 pitch. Molina throws a strike to get Aviles trying to steal second. And the Blue Jays win it 11-10.
0-2. They're going to waste a pitch, a fastball, and it works out beautifully for the Blue Jays. You see Molina set up, and it's a perfect pitch for him to catch and throw on. He throws a strike. Aviles, no chance. He picks an 0-2 pitch to run on, and he is gunned down by Molina to end it.
Blue Jays come back and win a good one here in the 8th. They scored 5 in the bottom of the 8th, 11-10. Adam Lowen with his first big league hit, and Encarnacion 4 RBIs. Stay tuned for Jays Connected. Jamie Campbell, Greg Zahn, they'll break it all down.